Hi, how are you doing? Welcome to today's lesson. Today I'm going to look at quickly volume and surface area of 3D prisms. Okay, so not pyramids. So volume and surface area of 3D prisms. Right. So three prisms. Okay. Alright, so all that we have to do with 3D prisms, if you've seen the video on the surface area of a cuboid, this helps. Okay, now with a cuboid I said, you've got, if you had to open up your cuboid, you would have a net, okay, of 6 different rectangles, and all you have to do is add the combinations of two sides. So, I wanted to try and simplify that idea for any base. Okay, so let's take a triangular based prism. So a triangular base prism, it's extending back like that, okay? There's this other back corner there that then extends down and extends down. Oh, let's make it meet up. I'm not very good at drawing freehand. Okay. Alright, so there's my triangular base prism. Okay, so what we're looking at here is if I've got a triangular base prism, I've got this side, the triangle, okay, which is this, and then I've got the height of my prism there. Now, let's open this up into the net, okay? So I cut it down there and I unroll it, alright? So if I unroll it, I've got a base. The bottom base is the rectangle, it's that bottom base there. Then I've got a top base, which is another rectangle, and I've got the other base, which is the other rectangle, okay? And then I have the triangle flap on the one side and the triangle flap on the other side. I haven't drawn this very accurately to scale very nicely. So now look at this. Here's my one triangle, okay? There's the one side, the other side, the other side. Okay, here's my other triangle at the back there that I can't see. It's behind there. Are you with me? Okay. Now, this length there is this height here, the distance between the two triangles. So that length is that height there. Okay. So, well, I can work out these two areas. I can work out these two red areas. I can work them out using the base of the triangle times our perpendicular height. That's not the worry. But then how do I work out this over this flap in the middle that I've unrolled? Well, take a look at this. If I had to unroll this flap, that length is the same as that length on that side, right? This length here is the same as this length. That there, if I had to rotate it around, would be that length of that triangle there. So that length is there. Same thing here. If I had to rotate this around, that length would be there. Okay. So now this gives me a great shortcut because this whole length of the big rectangle, this thing here, okay, this thing here, this whole thing, is just the perimeter of the triangle. Alright, so it's the perimeter of the triangle. Now I can break this down into a concept. I can say, okay, great, what's the concept? Well, the concept for this, alright, the surface area is two flaps, two shapes, right, areas. You with me? Because I've got one there and I've got another one coming from that side. Okay, so two shape areas, alright? Plus, now I want to, that's the two flaps on either side. Plus, I want to include the middle part. Plus, well, the middle part is the height times by, well, what's this red part here? The red part is the perimeter of the shape times by the perimeter of the shape. That's it. So now I've got the concept of it. To work out the general formula for any prism, doesn't matter what you got. I've got the two flat parts, the two bases, let's say the hexagonals, two hexagons, a hexagon here and a hexagon here, right? There's my prism. Can you see it in your mind's eye? Alright? So there's the two hexagons, right? So I've got the two hexagons, which open out, okay? So I work out the area of those two, plus, now this middle portion I'm going to unroll. Okay, now I unroll the middle portion, and it's the distance between the two hexagons, and what's the length of the middle portion? Alright? It's the perimeter of the hexagons. That's it. It doesn't matter now, whatever you do. Let's take a look at this. How about this guy, right? So let's take a look at a cylinder. What's the surface area of a cylinder? Well, let's think about it. The surface area of a cylinder, let's create it from this idea. So you don't have to learn a formula every single time. The surface area equals two shape areas, so two circles. What's the area of a circle? Pi r squared. Fantastic, that's the area of a circle. Plus the height, well, let's call that h, times by the perimeter of the circle. What's the perimeter of the circle? It's the circumference. What's the area? What's the formula for circumference? Pi times 2 pi r, or pi times d. 2 pi r. That's the circumference. That's the area. There it is. I didn't have to learn this off by heart because I have the idea. The idea is two areas, the either flaps, plus the height times the perimeter of the shape. Two areas, plus the height times the perimeter. In a circle, it's the circumference. Okay? In a triangle, it's side plus side plus side. Alright? In a rectangular prism, very quickly, okay? I know I showed you how to do cuboids before. Alright? Oh, I'm actually drawing a parallelogram prism, but that's not a problem. Okay? It's just the surface area equals parallelogram, 2 times base times perpendicular height. You've seen that from the other video. Plus height times by 2 times length plus width. Or side plus side. Doubled. Perimeter, height, area. Doubled. Fantastic. Alright. Really simple when you understand the concept of it. And this is why I'm all on the idea of understand how it works. And then you don't have to learn. These two are the exact same formula. But if I had to learn a different formula for every different shape, I'd have a ton of different things in my mind and have to recall them. But if you understand the concept, you can create the formula as you sit there. Alright, that's all. And then volume, just to summarize very quickly, because I was harping on that for quite a bit, the volume is just the area of the base times by the height. So again, it doesn't matter what you've got. It absolutely doesn't matter what you've got. If you've got a circular base, alright, so that's a circular base times by the height. Well, my volume for this is, well, the area of the circle is pi r squared times by the height. There's my volume for a cylinder. Alright. Or volume for a square shape. Right? A square cuboid. Okay? Volume equals area of base. Well, base, let's call this the side. For squares, so side times side, which is side squared, times by the height. Done. Or a rectangular one. Length times width times height. Okay. Or a triangular one. Half base times height times depth. The height. Okay. That's really as straightforward as that. Understand the concept, okay, and then you can create the formula wherever you go. You with me? Okay. Come watch this again. Go and try a couple of ideas of this and find examples in your textbook. Go give them a shot with this idea. Don't look at the formula. Create the formula. Get used to creating the formula every time you sit down if you understand the concept. I think that's much more powerful than learning a formula off by heart. Alright? Okay. And watch this again. Remember, I'm here for you.